What is up, guys? Today is October 2nd, 2018, but today's not no ordinary October 2nd. Today is actually the release date of Mega Man 11. Mega Man 11 just came out today, and I am very excited for this game. I can't be much hyper than I already am. You may not tell this, but my heart's pumping fast. I've been very excited for this game. I just can't wait to play Mega Man 11. It's been nearly 10 years since we got a new Mega Man game, and I remember back in November and December, a lot of people are saying there's no way they're going to release a new Mega Man. They released a whole bunch of collections for the X series and for the mainline Mega Man games, but we never thought in a million years they were going to release another game since it's been 10 years since a new Mega Man game has come out. But indeed, we were all wrong, and they did announce a new Mega Man game for 2018, and the day is finally here. Mega Man 11. Now, in this video, I am going to be unboxing Mega Man 11. I do have the physical version of the game, and if you want to see the unboxing of this, I will leave a timestamp down in the description below, and you can skip to that part where I just unboxed Mega Man 11, because in this video, I'm actually going to be rambling on quite some time about my love for Mega Man, what games I played of Mega Man, and things like that. So I'm going to be talking for quite some time, but if you don't want to hear me ramble on about Mega Man and all things Mega Man, then you can skip to the part where I just unboxed this game. Now, you may know this from being on my channel. I mostly buy digital games, so all my games are digital. I don't really buy physical games. The main reason I actually bought Mega Man 11 physical is because I actually had a $5 voucher for the store, and I wanted to actually use that. I couldn't use it on the eShop, so I decided to use it on Mega Man, so I got $5 off the purchase. It's not like Mega Man 11 is a full retail game anyway. It's not a full price game. It's only going for $30, so it is nice. This game is half off a normal AAA game, and I think that's about fair for this game just because you don't get a lot of content in this game. This game is just another Mega Man game, and this game only gives you about 5 to 6 hours of gameplay, so you're not going to be getting like 40, 50, 60 hours of gameplay, so I think it's quite priced right at $30. I don't think they could have got away with this being a $60 game just because there's not a lot of content in the game, and it's just your standard basic Mega Man game. So props on Capcom for realizing this is more of an indie title, even though it's still a big blockbuster game. Mega Man is not no small indie game, but since you don't get a lot of content, 5 or 6 hours, it's probably priced right at $30. But anyway, here is my physical version of Mega Man. I love the box art cover for this game. I think they did an outstanding job showing Mega Man itself and showing all the Robot Masters. Don't know any of the names of the Robot Masters yet outside of, I think, Blockman, because Blockman was in the demo, and I did play the heck out of the demo. I actually ended up beating the last part of the, I actually ended up beating Blockman himself on the actual demo. If you're on my channel before, you will know I actually did a review of the demo, and I talked about how I didn't beat the game back then, but I actually beat the Blockman stage on the demo, and what I had for that I actually kind of enjoyed, or I really enjoyed of the Blockman stage on the demo. So that tells you something about Mega Man 11, at least my impressions of Mega Man 11. Now let's talk about some stuff about Mega Man. I pretty much played the original series, so I played Mega Man's 1 through 8, I would like to say. I never played 9 through 10, but when 9 through 10 came out, it was at a weird time where I wasn't really into digital copies, so I never actually went to like the PSN store, the Xbox Live Arcade, or like the Wii Shop, and I actually bought games digital. I didn't know how those worked, and I was kind of iffy on that, and that was at a time where I really didn't have any way to pay for those games, and we were always iffy about putting our credit cards in the stores. We didn't know about those stores. We were always iffy about those, so I never actually got into like the Xbox Lives or the PSN store, the Wii Shop, so I never played 9 or 10. I don't think they make a physical version of those games. I could be 100% wrong about that, but as far as I know, I don't think they make a physical copy of 9 or 10. If I'm wrong about that, then I will go out of my way to play 9 or 10. So there's that. But the first Mega Man game I ever grew up with was Mega Man 8. And I know a lot of people give Mega Man 8 flack for having bad voice acting and having 32-bit graphics. I know a lot of people don't like the art style of Mega Man 8 just because it was a 32-bit style game. But I grew up with Mega Man 8, and I personally kind of like Mega Man 8 compared to a lot of people. But again, my opinion doesn't matter since pretty much I grew up with Mega Man 8. So of course I'm going to be kind of biased towards Mega Man 8 since I grew up with Mega Man 8. But I did have a lot of fun playing Mega Man 8. Isn't my favorite one? No, it's not my favorite one by far. I still think 2 is probably my favorite. I know a lot of people love 2. 2 or 3, a lot of people love, but probably more so 2. 2 is where Mega Man really got its ground. It's really got all of its mechanics, and everything just felt right in Mega Man 2 compared to 1, and most people like 2. 2 has an amazing soundtrack and things like that. So I played 1 through 8. I've never played the X series because for some reason the X series never really appealed to me. I didn't like the graphics of the game and things like that. It was more story driven compared to the original Mega Man games. Overall, those games never appealed to me. I know that a franchise or that series of Mega Man games really has a rocky history. Some games are good, some games are bad. It just really overall doesn't have a good track record, whereas the original 1 through 10 games pretty much have a good track record. There's some games some people don't like or they prefer over other Mega Man games, but we can all agree as Mega Man fans that most Mega Man games in the 1 through 10 series were pretty much rock solid. Get it? Rock solid. Not trying to make a pun out of it or anything like that. Fun fact, of course, Mega Man's name in Japan is Rockman, so I kind of played off words right there, but for the most part, those games are all good. I don't think no one would say that one game out of 1 through 10 is pretty much absolute garbage and not playable and not fun. Even 1 is not really a bad game. Some people don't like it because some of the mechanics. It's one of the more harder Mega Man games, and it didn't really do things right, which makes it much more harder. But it's still a very good game if you compare it to some of the worst Mega Man X games. I know a lot of people saying some of them are absolutely garbage and junk and you should never touch those games. So I don't know about that. Never played that. I have played Mega Man Legends, which is a totally different thing than the Mega Man X and Mega Man 1 through 6 games. The Mega Man 1 through 6 games is more platforming. Mega Man X is story driven, but it's still mostly platforming. But then you have Mega Man Legends, which is an RPG series. I think they made Legends 1 and 2. I did grow up with Legends series, but that's totally different. It's not really Mega Man. It has Mega Man characters in it. It has a Mega Man vibe going on to it, but it's kind of totally a different thing compared to Mega Man X or Mega Man 1 through 10 series. And I haven't actually played the other Mega Man series, which is the Mega Man, I think, Battle of the Network on the Game Boy Advance. I know they made a buttload of those, and that was kind of a problem with the Mega Man Battle Network game because they made like 4 or 5 or 6 of those and they got repetitive. They pretty much looked all the same. It was just a really bad disaster. I don't know how bad those games play or how good those games play, but there's the Battle Network games. But going back to Mega Man, I am a huge Mega Man fan. Overall, I think I love Mega Man more than I love Mario or Sonic. I know some people out there right now may be cringing and maybe saying, how can you not like Mario, or how can you not like Sonic more than Mega Man, how can you not like this or that or whatever. But personally, I like Mega Man for a couple of different reasons. I love the platforming aspect of the game. I love the fact that the Mega Buster is just really satisfying to use. I love the fact that after you beat each boss in the game, you get their ability. And I love the fact that if you beat a boss and you have their ability, you can actually use another boss's ability on another boss, and they'll be weak to that ability. So it's kind of like a rock, paper, scissors formula, where you have to find out which boss's ability is weak to the next boss's ability, and then you can actually destroy them in like 1 or 2 seconds. And that's something that's always appealed to me. I love that rock, paper, scissors aspect of the game. Overall, I just love the vibe of Mega Man. I think the difficulty is just quite right for me. I love everything about Mega Man. I love the shooting aspect, I love the jumping aspect. And one thing the Mega Man series has always delivered, I would even say more than Mario and more than Sonic, is the music. A lot of people still say Mega Man 2 has the best soundtrack of all time, and I can't disagree there. I think Mega Man 2's soundtrack is just phenomenal. But if you look at Mega Man 1 through 10 as a whole, the Mega Man series has some badass soundtracks, and I don't think anyone's going to disagree on the soundtracks on Mega Man, the Mega Man series as a whole. They've had some of the best soundtracks of all time. They are flat out amazing soundtracks. Capcom has done their job, and I don't disagree. Now let's talk stuff about Mega Man 11. Of course, I haven't unboxed this yet, so I don't know my opinions and thoughts on Mega Man 11 yet. I haven't even actually watched any footage outside of Blockman stage. I had a brain fart there, but outside of Blockman stage, I haven't really seen any other coverage of this game. So I haven't seen any reviews that have been posted on this game yet. I haven't even seen any gameplay of it outside of Blockman. So this is all going to be fresh stuff for me, and I'm actually excited to dive deep into the Mega Man game. Of course, I have the Switch version right here. Why did I buy the Switch version of Mega Man? Well, the reason I bought the Switch version of Mega Man is because you guys know I buy all my games on the Nintendo Switch. Yes, this game is on every single platform out there except for mobile, of course, but it does make sense to buy it on Switch just because, well, it's the same price as the other versions, and the fact you get the portability, it's almost like a no-brainer. And from what I played of the demo, it looks like this thing is very stable on Switch. It looks like it played at 60 frames per second. The graphics look like they played the same as the other ones. Sure, you may be losing a little bit graphical fidelity or maybe some frame rate issues because the Switch is not as powerful as like a Xbox or a PlayStation or even a PC, of course, but to me, it doesn't really bother me. And this game's not one of those games that looks like it's going to be using a lot of power anyway. anyway, so it makes sense to be on the Switch. And this game is going to be also a good game to pick up and play. And I told you guys in one of my videos, if you watched one of my videos, I did a review on Celeste like recently and like the last month, and I was talking about speedrunning. I'm starting to get a little bit more into speedrunning, and I think this game would be a perfect candidate for speedrunning, so that's also why I want it on the Switch. So if I want to practice my speedrunning or practice some of the levels while I'm on the go or whatever, I can definitely practice some of the levels and some of the stuff on the go. Now I know a lot of people out there are probably going to give this game flack for being a modern take on Mega Man, because I know a lot of people don't like the modern take on Mega Man. They like the 8-bit style of Mega Man. Can I blame people? No, I can't blame people out there for not liking the modern take on Mega Man. Again, I haven't seen any reviews out there. I'm just pointing that out because I have seen reviews of Mega Man 8, and that's why a majority of people don't like that game, because of the art style. The art style is what kills it for a lot of people. But doesn't mean that Mega Man can't go into a modern spin or to modern graphics. Actually, for me, I think I'm okay if Mega Man goes into the modern era or modern graphics, because let's think about it. We've had Mega Man's 1 through 10, and I think the only ones out of 1 through 10 that weren't retro were 7 and 8. 7 and 8 weren't retro style, but then 9 and 10 they went back to the retro style of Mega Man, and I think we've already had a lot of retro style Mega Mans, so we really don't need another retro style Mega Man. It's nice that they're trying something totally different and they're trying to go in a new direction for the Mega Man series. It may piss off some of the hardcore fans or some of the purists out there who've played these Mega Man games to death and grew up with Mega Man on the NES, and they want this experience like they were as a kid. They want to feel like they're playing a Mega Man game for the first time, and that's why they went back to the retro style of Mega Man 9 and 10, because they wanted to please the gamers. But do you always have to please people in life? Do you always have to please gamers? No. Sometimes it's good to go out of your comfort zone or try something new with the series. Even though this is a beloved series, you can do something different. Not every game in a franchise has to be a gem, and you have to remember, Mega Man should be no exception to the rule. They should do a little bit something different to Mega Man, because if they always keep it the same, what's the point? It's like we played these games over and over and over, so it's nice to get a different spin on Mega Man than we're traditionally known for. And outside of 7 or 8, we really haven't got any really modern takes on Mega Man. So this will only be like the third or second time since we got a modern take on Mega Man. And from what I've played of this game, of Blockman Stage, I can say I do like the graphics here more compared to Mega Man 8, in my opinion. I just felt like the graphics were just a little bit not as good compared to this. I like the graphics in 8 compared to a lot of people, but I still think these are better. For some reason, I just love the way Mega Man looks. I just love the graphics a little bit better in this game. If I was going to go for a modern take on Mega Man, I would pick these any day over Mega Man 8. That's just me personally, but they're both still good graphics. And I'm not trying to hate on the retro style of Mega Man, because I have played Mega Man, and I can say too, I love the retro style of Mega Man. I'm a big candidate for those NES games. If this game was a retro-inspired game, would I still pick it up? Yes, 100%. I would still pick it up, because I do like the retro take on Mega Man. That's how Mega Man was back in the day, and that's how Mega Man could still play, and it still would be satisfying, and I still would pick it up. But I'm willing to try new things with the Mega Man series. I just don't want them stuck in the retro inspired graphics forever. It's nice to do something a little bit different that Capcom can play around with, and things like that. I don't know how the new mechanics of this game are going to be. Of course, if you're watching this video, you're probably already a Mega Man fan, and you probably already played the demo of Mega Man 11. Or heck, if you're watching this video already, you might have already played Mega Man 11. So I don't know how the new double gear system is going to work in this game. From what I played in the demo, I thought the double gear system was okay, and it worked very well. I thought it was actually implemented quite well, and I did have fun with the double gear system. I don't know in the full retail release of Mega Man how the double gear system is actually going to work and actually play out. Well, I'll have to see when I'm actually playing this game for myself. What else was I gonna say about this game? Because I'm talking a lot in this video, and I'm kind of having some brain farts. I'm just winging it right now. That's usually how all my videos go. If you didn't know that, I usually just talk off the top of my head about different things. But yes, I'm very excited about Mega Man. I know there's not much in this box. There's probably only the cartridge itself and the art on the cartridge itself. That's probably it. No manual, no nothing. Also, I'm kind of curious to see if there is anything in this box, because if you ever actually own the Mega Man Legacy Collection back on the 3DS, if you got just the regular physical copy of the game, not like the amiibo version, just a regular edition of that game back on 3DS, the Legacy Collection, then you actually did get some stuff free, which I was absolutely surprised about. I didn't think in a regular version of a game would you get anything. On top of that, I didn't even think that they would even give stuff out for free anymore. I remember you got stickers, you got the full soundtrack. Yes, you got the full soundtrack. It wasn't every single game soundtrack. It was pretty much like 2 or 3 songs from each Mega Man game. Then on top of that, I think you got like a keychain or something like that, if I do remember. But overall, they give you a lot for your money for just the Legacy Collection back on 3DS for $40, and I thought that was impressive. So I'm curious to see what we're going to be getting in the physical retail version of Mega Man 11. But yeah, like I said, I'm very excited to play Mega Man 11. I'm hoping this is one of those games that's going to keep me wanting to replay it and replay it and replay it, because like I said, my favorite one of all time still is Mega Man 2. I'm with most of the fans. That game just plays beautifully, and if I went back to it right now, I can still replay it and replay it and replay it and replay it. I just love Mega Man 2 the most. So hopefully this will live up to my expectations, but then again, it may not live up to my expectations, because Mega Man 2 is really hard to beat, in my opinion. There's nothing like Mega Man 2. Mega Man 2 is just a perfect balance of, like, I love the boss in that game. The music is the best music, hands down, in a video game. I did, in my opinion, I was going to say something else there, but I do love the music. Overall, that game just plays beautifully, and yeah, but we'll have to wait and see. Now I guess I'm going to go ahead and unbox my physical copy of Mega Man 11, because I'm pretty much just rambling on here. I don't got to keep rambling and rambling on, but Mega Man is just one of my loves in life. I just love the Mega Man series. How can you go wrong with this formula? You get a kid robot in a blue suit who can have different abilities from different bosses. It's platforming goodness at its finest. Overall, Mega Man is just something I adore and I love. I may not be the hardest Mega Man fan. I don't have posters up. I don't have a lot of memorabilia of Mega Man, but I do love Mega Man. I'm still up there as one of a big fan of Mega Man. I'm just not the hardest of hardcore when it comes to Mega Man, but I do appreciate Mega Man, and I love a Mega Man. I can't believe we finally got a game in 2018, baby! Mega Man 11. So now I'm going to actually, right now as we speak, I'm going to go ahead and cut to the part where I'm actually unboxing Mega Man 11. Let's go! So now let's get into the unboxing of Mega Man 11. So on the front you can see Mega Man, and then you can see all the Robot Masters alongside Mega Man. And on the bottom of it, it says the 30th anniversary of Mega Man. And then of course you got the Capcom logo. And then of course you got the Nintendo Switch logo right there, because this is the Nintendo Switch version of Mega Man 11. And then of course you got E plus 10, so that's what the rating is on this game. And then flipping it on the back, it says, as soon as it focuses, it says Mega Man is back. You can see Mega Man using his Buster against an enemy. And then it says the iconic side-scrolling hero returns in a new visually stunning adventure. And then you got some of the stages previewed on the back of it. You got Rockman. I was gonna say Rockman. I forgot the name of the Blockman. You got Blockman stage, and then you got the new double gear powers right there, and then you got another stage right there. And then it says it does work with the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. This does have amiibo support, so that's one thing nice about the Nintendo Switch version of it. You do have amiibo support, but I heard the amiibo support just gives you E-tanks, and who really cares about that? So that's not really a reason to buy the Switch version. If you're going to be playing in handheld mode, though, that is a reason to pick up this game, but don't pick it up for amiibo support. It's pointless and pretty much not really worth it just to buy it for the amiibo support. And then you do have the different modes. You can play it in TV mode, you can play it in handheld mode, and then you can play it in tabletop mode. The reason they actually put those on the boxes, if you're aware, is because there is a game that doesn't support handheld mode, which is Super Mario Party, which does suck. So that's why it explains why they tell you what modes are supported on the Nintendo Switch, so you know if handheld mode is supported or not. But this does support all game modes on the Nintendo Switch, and that's pretty much it when it comes to the back of the package. And there it is right there. Let's get into the actual part where I unbox it. I'm actually going off camera to unbox it really quickly. Okay, I got the cellophane off. I kind of wish, also just talking about Mega Man really quickly, I kind of wish I would have bought another copy just to keep it sealed up. For some reason, I do actually find it appealing to keep sealed games. I don't really want to buy every game or have every game sealed, but some games like Mega Man 11, for some reason, it'd be cool if I had a sealed copy. I know that's kind of a waste of money to buy another copy just to keep it sealed, but For some reason, I do like the feeling of sealed games, just knowing it's sealed. But unfortunately, I have to play my copy of Mega Man 11. I'm a pretty big Mega Man fan, so to keep it in the cellophane would pretty much be a disservice to me and Capcom, because you know Capcom wants me to play this bad boy too. Okay, here we go. Finally got it unboxed. There it is. Let's see what's inside. Probably nothing, honestly. Huh. There is actually some paperwork, which is pretty interesting. I thought they would give you nothing, but they did give you that. It would have been impressive if you got at least a manual on like how the double gear system works or something like that. Let me go see what's on this paper. I don't think there's anything here. Oh, it's just saying that the Mega Man Legacy X collections are available, which, like I said before, I haven't really played that series, so I can't tell you how that series fares. But there it is. We do get a nice little pamphlet talking about that series being available. And then if you flip it on the back, you just got it, the Mega Man Legacy collection right there, just saying all these collections are available to play on the Nintendo Switch, which is nice. So it's nice that the Nintendo Switch is getting a lot of Mega Man love. Let's be honest, it should get a lot of Mega Man love since Mega Man started on a Nintendo system in the first place. But here we go. And then you got the cart itself right there, the tiny cart. It says Mega Man 11, the Nintendo Switch. Let's take it out the box, and here's more of a close-up look of Mega Man 11. There's Mega Man 11 itself. It's too bad they didn't put like Mega Man on it, or put some of the Robot Masters, or they didn't put Dr. Wily on it or anything like that, because there's enough space. They could have put something else on the box art. So it does, I mean, on the cartridge art, so it does kind of suck that Capcom kind of cheaped out on that. I wish they would have put a character on it. They could have easily fit one, even if it was going to be small. But it's better. I guess it's better than nothing. They did put Mega Man 11 on it, and then of course on the back you don't got anything. You just got the pins to plug it into your Nintendo Switch to actually play Mega Man 11. But that was my Mega Man 11 unboxing. Anyway, guys, this is Wayne from MyTech News, signing out.